Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Welcome to the MLive morning weather update. Sure doesn't look like the first week of February in this forecast. Doesn't look like the second week of February either. And when does the shoe drop? You know, the winter has to return, right? Looks like about mid-February we'll get back to some winter pattern, and that's about the edge of where we can really rely on our what we call dynamical computer models. So we know that there's probably a change coming to something more wintry. We don't know the significance of it, but we do know the fact that this winter has been very wimpy. El Nino is still imparting its kind of warmer situation on us, and of course global warming and the fact that southern and central Canada have been extremely warm for those parts of the world in the last month or so. So let's go and see what's going on. It's kind of drab this morning, definitely. We got a little sunshine yesterday, but the sunshine is on the way at some point. You see the satellite picture. We have, not really any fog reported, but Fenville reporting sunshine. So it's starting to break up, and I think we'll call it a partly sunny day eventually, and then mostly sunny tomorrow, and then maybe, possibly entirely sunny on Sunday, which would be a very rarity, and we need it because you get the inside scoop. I'm about ready to write a post about the cloudiness in January. It was bad. 8% of possible sunshine in January of this month, of this year. That's only 2% more than the cloudiest January ever on record, back to I didn't realize they had the records back to 1904 in the Grand Rapids area. So it was cloudy. All right, now let's get into the modeling and show you what's going to happen or not happen. But first, good morning, Suavia Flowers, thanks for watching. Sarah Maltman, good morning. Bear Hodges, thanks for watching. And Barbara Warshevsky, thanks for watching. That's an interesting spelling. All right, so here we go. High pressure builds in today, starts to clear our skies right over us tomorrow. That tends to be a very clear situation, but again, it is winter, surrounded by lakes, so we can get some patches of clouds from time to time, but find those sunglasses. Sunday looks sunny too. The storm system is going to go across the Southland into the southeast. Stay away from us. And we're watching for a southwest wind to develop. When that happens, we start to head toward 50 or into the 50s. So this is Tuesday, and it's not quite, it could be a southwest wind on Tuesday, very light, late. Wednesday looks like a southwest wind develops right there. That's Wednesday afternoon. And then Thursday, so I got a feeling the warm-up for Wednesday is a little bit slow. I'm going to show you. I think we probably will be 50 or in the 50s. This is Thursday. That's a stiff southwesterly breeze. So 2 days of southwesterly breeze means our air will arrive from, say, Oklahoma and Missouri. And that's why 50s and maybe the big 6-0 is possible. Now, this is Thursday night. Friday, so next Friday would be our first chance of precipitation. Looking like mostly all rain depending on the track of this storm, but the storm track looks to be up at Lake Superior, so it keeps the snow way to the north, even maybe out of the UP. And once it moves through, a big cold plunge. No, that little red squiggly line is the 32-degree line. So at this time of the year, you'd normally see a storm push off, and we'd have highs only in the 20s or maybe teens if there was a cold air mass behind it, but there isn't. So now we're at Sunday, February 11th, and February 12th, Monday, February 12th is as far as we go. Little systems, but still on the mild side. Temperatures, stare at this. Okay, so today we're a little bit cooler because of a northeast wind, so about freezing in Saginaw and Bay City, Midland, 35 in Flint, 38 Ann Arbor, Saline, Detroit, 39 Kalamazoo, 36 Grand Rapids. Tomorrow, with the sunshine, light winds, about 40 in a lot of places. Traverse City, Gaylord, Alpena, Houghton Lake, Grand Rapids, low 40s. Southern half of the state, 42-ish. Sunday, 47, very popular across the southern tier. Ann Arbor to Kalamazoo, Jackson, Lansing, 48 in Grand Rapids, 40s, Cadillac. 40s in the UP, almost 50 western part of the UP. Monday, 40s. Tuesday, well into the 40s. And remember, Wednesday is the day that the southwest wind takes off. Okay? And so 50, Flint, 53 Grand Rapids southward. Thursday. Yeah, I believe it, because I think the storm surface weather pattern is believable, with a storm coming from the west and a southwest wind, and without any snow on the ground in the south, already in the 40s, 50s should be pretty easy. 60, that might be tough, but nonetheless, look at this. Next Thursday, possibly the pick day. Now, that will come with a wind. That will come with a southwest wind, 15 to 20. And then here's Friday. Yeah, maybe close to 60 in the southeast. Behind the front, it cools to a mere mid to upper 30s in the UP. That's the kind of cold that's behind the storm. Not. Saturday, once the storm moves through, 40s and 30s. And then Sunday, you already see the next warming trend starting to develop. So this is starting to become extreme. And I do want to say this, folks. You know, there's two sides to this and several aspects to this for me personally with weather. First off, I want everybody to know we do need cold weather. If we continue like this, we will have fruit trees budding. We will have all kinds of trees budding in late March. And sure enough, we will have a 25, 27 degree morning sometime in April. And all of our fruit will be zapped. All of your plants could be zapped, could be set back, could be a weird quirky thing where they wouldn't leaf out until June if the buds got frozen off. So I know you love it, but we better hope and pray for the second 2 weeks of February to be kind of normal and at least the first 2 weeks of March to be kind of normal. But then there's the other side of it. It's weather and we have no control, so enjoy what's there and it will do what it does, right? Okay, so we know it's warm. All right, now we get to look for when does the shoe drop. So what we're going to look at here is, I think what we're going to look at is the European ensemble mode. Remember, this is about 30-something runs of the European, all averaged together. So out in the long term, it gives us a good feel for what may on average happen. So this is now, and this is that upper level ridge and how warm it is aloft. Canada down into our region. Our warmth is coming from the north. I told my son this, he said, that's odd, isn't it? I was like, yes, it is. Very odd. So you got storms in the south in that El Nino concentrated jet stream. Now we're into next weekend, and we're out to February 12th, 13th. The upper airflow is starting to change. February 14th, we're starting to get into more of a northwesterly flow, and what is anticipated to happen is sometime mid-month, an upper level low is expected to form over Hudson Bay. Could be weak, but it gets us into a northwest flow and at least gets us back to about normal temperatures, which at that point are about 32, 33, 34 degrees southern half of Michigan and about 30 northern half of lower Michigan, upper 20s in the UP. So it gets us back to feeling wintry. And this is February 17th. You know, how long is that blast? Is it a week or 2 weeks or a month? Most patterns last either a week of brief change, 2 weeks, or a month. I got a sense that based on what's going on this year, it's a week to 10 days of winter in the second half of February. Now what you're looking at is the surface temperature anomaly. So we just looked aloft. Let's see, Robert Fanning, is this just El Nino or is this a longer trend for Michigan winters? Is this the new normal? Both. Remember, we've got global warming, and our winters have been, because of that, gradually becoming warmer over time. And then we throw in a strong El Nino, which has a warming effect. So we got a combo effect this winter. So this is into next week, February 7th, 8th, 9th. The heart of the very warm temperatures are over us. What does this show? This shows us at being about 20 degrees Celsius warmer than normal. I usually take 1.5 degrees or double 2 degrees for that. So that means we're going to be about 30 degrees warmer than normal. Do the simple math. Excuse me. Average high around 30. Add 30. You're close to 60. This is next weekend. Still warmer than normal by 5-10 degrees. That's still in the 40s. This is February 15th, February 16th, February 17th. So you're looking at the surface. So the surface has some stubborn warm air at it, and we will eventually cool down. So at this point, February 17th, I think you better plan on it feeling like February 17th, which would be highs around 30 or so, and probably looking at a week or something or so, something like that. I will be honest that we're just on the edge of where we could see if it would be a significant colder pattern or if it's just a 1 week blip. So it'll take us about a week to figure that out. But again, me as a human forecaster, just seeing everything that's going on, I would say it's probably a 1 week cool down. I use a forecasting technique that my professor walked into Northern Illinois University as I was a meteorology student in the 80s, and he said, we're going to learn about long-range forecasting. Bear in mind, he was from the Air Force, and he was fairly old, probably 70, and so he was in the Air Force in World War II, and then he was one of the first employees of the National Weather Service in the 50s. He came in, we're going to learn about long-range forecasting. Oh, cool. This is going to be great. His thing was persistence. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for a college degree to learn forecast persistence, and what that means is what has been happening will have a strong tendency to continue to happen. We know that's not true now because we know weather flip-flops, but it's true. The warmth, if it's stubborn and you get a cool down, your best bet is that the warmth is going to come back, especially when we got El Nino and global warming both acting on that. But I do think you better get prepared for some winter. You probably better hope for some winter because things will get real bizarre around here if we only get 1 week of cold in February and then we jump back to 40s, 50s, and 60s 1st of March. We're looking at some pretty serious bud development at that point, and then some pretty serious fruit damage and landscape damage, even at your house, if that is the case. So We need winter, but we will take sunshine and warmth in the meantime, won't we? We are sliding through what is typically one of the harshest weeks of winter with no Michigan winter whatsoever. Hey, have yourselves a great weekend. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Take care.